Good morning, children. Today we are going to learn Unit 4 poem The Spider and the Fly. The author of this poem is Mary Botham Howitt. She was born at Colford. Their Queen Anne house is now known as Howitt Place. Mary Botham was educated at home and read widely. She commenced writing verses at a very early age. So from her early age itself, she started to write poem verses. She married William Howitt and began a career of joint authorship with his husband. And together with her husband, she wrote over 180 books. She wrote joined together with her husband. She wrote 180 books. Their literary productions at first consisted chiefly of poetical and other contributions to annuals and periodicals, of which a selection was published in 1827. See, some synonyms were given here. See and learn these synonyms, some of the important words of this poem. In the first stanza, the spider's pursuit of the fly with a charming invitation into his home. Yet this sociable chat is edged with a sense of mistrust. So, a sense of danger that comes with these two characters, the spider and the fly, being natural predator and prey. The spider describes his parlor as the prettiest little parlor that ever you did spy. And the spider saying that it is parlor, is house, that means spider's house, as having winding stair. So if it enters to the room, the house of the spider, means there were many curious things to show to the fly. So it is making the fly to enter into the spider's web. For that, the fly is answering, because he already know about the spider, because the spider want to make the fly as its prey. It want to eat the fly, so that it know already. It heard from someone, so that it is telling, the fly is telling like that, no, I can't come to your room. And then if those who were coming to in your parlor, they were never come down again. They never come back again, so that I know already. So I know I will not come to your house, your parlor, like that it is telling. In stanza 2, the spider tries a different tactic, offering the fly a pretty and comfortable place to sleep. Again, the fly refuses, citing the disappearance of others who have accepted this offer. The spider says that it has in his parlor, it has a soft little bed, and the curtains, curious shining curtains were there. So the fly can sleep very peacefully there. So for these are all the answer. The fly is telling like that, no, I will never wake again. If I sleep in your bed, soft bed, means I will never wake again. So I will not come to your parlor. So in the third stanza, the spider is telling like that, how can I prove my affection to you? What can I do for you to show my affection to you? I am not, I don't want to make you as my prey. So how can I prove for you? Come to my pantry, means the house. If you come to my pantry, means in my pantry, there were good store of foods. That means in my kitchen, there were many tastiest foods were there. So I will serve you. Please come and taste my food in my kitchen, like that it is telling. But this time also the fly didn't accept, and it's telling, I know already, I heard already what is in your kitchen, what type of food there in your kitchen. In stanza 4, the spider tries to flatter the fly by praising its appearance and inviting it into a look into a mirror. Through the flattered, the fly refuses but leaves the door open a bit by implying some other time. So this time the food, everything is waste, he thought, and the spider starts to appreciate the spider's beauty, the fly's beauty, and it is telling like that, in my house there is a mirror. In that mirror, if you watch your beauty, means you are looking so pretty. You come and see your beauty in my mirror. I will open always the door to you. Whenever you want, you can come and see your beauty in my house in the mirror. In stanza 5, the spider knows very well the fly falls in the tricky words of the beauty words of the spider. So it has one and it begins to preparation to feast on the fly. After setting a clever trap, it again appeals to the fly's vanity and prizes its beauty compared to the spider's less appealing appear. So this time the spider know that everyone will fall in the words, the appreciation words, and in the about the beauty. So it know that if the fly fall in the words of the spider, started to make a preparation to make a feast as the fly. So, and after preparing everything, the clever trap, that web, everything making, he came near to the door and it started to wait for the fly, to comparing the beauty of the fly. So in the 6th stanza, the fly fall in the words of the spider, and the vain fly comes by to hear more blandishments about its beauty, and the spider strikes, taking the fly into its parlor, from which it never emerges. So this time the fly fall in the false words, the tricky words of the spider, and it enters to the spider's web. Suddenly the spider drags the fly into the house. In the 7th stanza, the narrator speaks directly to readers, to you children. We should impress with the fall words, never fall for the flattery of the predators. Should not fall with any flattery words, and we should not believe suddenly anyone, and we have to be very careful in any situation like that the author is telling here. See here some of the figure of speech is given in your poem. The consonants means repetition of similar consonant sounds in the neighboring words to the next words. Next one, assonance. Assonance is given there. Assonance is the repetition of a vowel sound in the middle of a word. Like for example, this is prettiest, like that. And then third one is given there. Alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of a consonant sound at the beginning of the word. For example, sweet creature, said the spider. So there we can see yes like that. Okay, so these are all known as alliteration. So that's all your poem, children. Thank you.